Let's go.
Alright. I wasn't prepared for that. I was not. Hold on one second. Okay. Alright. This episode of Assassination Classroom, second season, episode 24. Now, as what was going around from what I've heard, and I did some information, and you know, a lot of people told me that this is not the final episode. The final episode is going to be next week. I'm thinking, after all this, how in the fuck is there going to be another episode? I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be based on, my guess is probably based on after, you know, the whole assassination thing. It's probably, my guess is probably what they're doing, like, later after that, maybe. That's my guess, I don't know. About what they're, you know, preparing, or just for that summer in general. No, that again was in March, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe throughout the rest of the entire middle of the year, they can just, like, chill out in the springtime and stuff like that, etc., etc. They'll have, like, a massive spring break until they're ready to go into the school of their choice. I don't even know. It's kind of weird, though, how their graduation's in fucking March. And it's just, it's so weird that what's going to happen for the rest of the month? That they're going to be in school or something? Yeah. Alright, wasn't prepared for that one. So, a very simple episode is where the assassination is not only completed, but the graduation ceremony started. Now, again, this particular review is definitely not going to be very long. Because there was really not much going on besides the big graduation ceremony of the roll call that KURO-SENSEI pretty much, you know, said 12 students. That because there was a way to do it, they actually had to pretty much decide. Like, the whole class was deciding whether we want to save him or to kill him. And most of the half of the class, most of them, agreed to actually kill KURO-SENSEI off. And because of that, you know, they had to find a way to hold his tentacles down in order for him not to move. Because, well, it doesn't really matter, because obviously he's in that state. He really can't use his Mach 20 speed. So it's obvious that, you know, he really can go anywhere regardless, even if the students pin him down. So what happens is that they already know where the weak spot is. They just have to get one representative to actually do it. But before, you know, this moment actually becomes a pass, he does a roll call for all the students, and everybody gets teary. You know, the feels in this episode are everywhere around. Like, it was not the most easiest episode for me to accept. I mean, granted, it did feel a little bit extended of naming all 28 students, but at the end of the day, though, it was for a purpose about how, you know, because, you know, it was their final moment as, like, a class from student to teacher, so it makes perfect sense. But, you know, when they got to the moment where Nagisa was breaking down, I'm like, do not tell me Nagisa's not going to kill him, because if that would be the case, I would have been a little mad about that, because after all this emotional buildup, I would have been a little mad at that if he just be like, oh, fuck it, I can't do it. Then that would be no point of all this emotion. But KURO-SENSEI, because the way he was doing it, like, he was, like, fucking nervous as hell. He was starting to get cold feet about killing him off, finally. And, well, he did ask Mr. Kurasama and Professor Bitch to actually join, because she, you know, like, you know, what about the bounty? But she's like, screw the bounty. I already have enough, you know, on my mind already. I already have enough what I need in my life, so it's all good. Your bond is with your students, so just, you know what, it's all good. And the Kurasama's like, well, yeah, even though, you know, they're your students, I was still a bigger part of the classroom as well. And yeah, you know, I'm going to miss you for that. So that's pretty much what happened and what was going on. And then, again, with the whole Nagisa thing getting cold feet, I was really getting afraid that he wasn't going to do it. And I was like, oh no. Because all the buildup of Assassination, like, even though I didn't really quite agree with the whole Civil War, well, you know, with the whole saving him, well, no, I agree with it, because, you know, it doesn't look like they were really going to get the cure at that time anyway, because of course the government and the entire Science Legion had some bigger plans anyway, so there was really, you know, no point to that. But regardless though, it was still, yeah man, wow. Yeah, but more than that though, I mean, yeah, granted, it was a really nice attempt offer for him not to explode, because, you know, there would have been any other way anyway. If it wasn't for that asshole screwing everything up, especially his fight with the Reaper 2.0, then by all means, you know, it wouldn't have been so bad, and they would have maybe had some kind of way of saving him, but, you know, that wasn't really the case, and he's already was at his limit. He was already at the loss of his power. He says, no, I want you guys to fulfill the duty that you guys think it is. I mean, if you just want to let him die and just let him rot, that would have been like, nah, that would have been bad that would have been the case. You know, he wanted that assassination attempt. He wanted that moment to happen. And it's like, you know what? Just do it. This is what you've been trained for. And I even said the same thing. I mean, granted, you know, you could try all your best getting all these possibilities of him saving him, but it just isn't really going to work. Because even if you did, you know, the government, you know, they wouldn't agree to this, and etc., etc. They would have not agreed to such a thing regardless. And I'm pretty sure they would have had plans because, you know, they were at a limit because of the whole barrier thing. So that does kind of suck. So finally, when he started to kind of man up a bit, sort of, kind of, and it was, you know, it was kind of, it sucks to see him in that state. You know, this snake-blooded killer kid. Like, this kid was, whew, he was a venom to be reckoned with. But now, you know, just seeing him breaking down and crying like a little girl, even though, yeah, I know his voice actress is a girl, I know, and he sounds more like a girl, I get that, but still, just seeing him like that was just hard for me to see. Like, dude, just fucking do it already. I mean, I hate to say this, I mean, come on, man. I played Undertale, I know how this works. This is like playing Undertale, except not feeling, I guess, really too terrible. So at the end, he had the courage, he actually stabs KURO-SENSEI, and then all of a sudden there's these yellow balls. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into sexual stuff. Yellow balls of, it's glowing balls, okay? It's a spirit that's just pretty much like around, you know, a little celebration of him saying like, you guys did it, and it's just like a big yellow balls of spirit of his body parts pretty much spreading all around, and, you know, every kid was crying their fucking eyes out. I was a bit too, like, I couldn't hold it like shit, just a bit, but it was hard to, because a lot of people read the manga, maybe they didn't feel as emotional, but to me, I never did, so didn't know that was gonna happen. I wasn't prepared for that, But anyways, yeah. And then, at the very end of the episode, we see the yearbooks that KURO-SENSEI pretty much did. And the yearbooks, you know, are the ones that he was working on while he was being trapped within the class. Basically, you know, the whole situation where the government placed that big shield and that, you know, the laser thing, and you know how it goes. So, he finally completed it, and they're reading it, and it's like, it's all these, like, things that were, like, so corny about him. Like, you know, like a manga. He made the fucking yearbook a manga style, for manga reading right to left. I'm like, what the fuck? It's so corny, but so epic though. Like I love it though. I love it. It's corny, but satisfying at the same time. And at least, you know, you got some laughter out of it compared to what we got before. Regardless though, that was it for this episode. Next week, the final episode is gonna start. I don't know what it's gonna be. I have no idea, going in blind. Then I will do the live reaction to the real final episode next week. I thought this was technically the final episode, but damn was I wrong. Next week we have the final episode left of Assassination Classroom second season, or in this case, the final season. So that's pretty much it. Give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Oh, right, score for the episode. Wow, I guess a 5, because the emotions just got to me. I mean, yeah, even though, it's a 5 out of 5. I mean, it was a really sentimental way to end the whole thing when it comes to KURO-SENSEI, and they did have the little necktie thing as like a little symbol, as a little, you know, never forget kind of thing, like near class, E-class, you know, the actual building. So that was a very nice touch. So that's pretty much it. For real, this time, this is the end. I'm pissed I didn't play Bye Bye yesterday, because that would have made it even more. Oh man, that would have made it even more sad. But then they played the ending theme, and that theme was, when we already have a sad song already, we don't need the fucking ending theme to play. Come on now, come on. But I'm done, that's it. So, a 5 out of 5 episode. A big, awesome, a rest in peace farewell.
Oh, I hate you, Summer, thank you.
So, yeah, that's it. Dude. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm done for real. I will see you guys for the live reaction and the review of the final episode of Assassination Classroom. Not just second season, but final episode in general, episode 25. So yeah, it's a 5 out of 5, perfect feel episode, all around. I can't complain about it. I mean, I could have complained, you know, for the whole stalling thing, about getting every single member of E-Class, but it was a nice touch. A little stally, but it was a nice touch.
Middle finger.
So that's it. Yeah, I know what Steve said. But anyways, that's it. I'm done. So, again, I'm out for real, so. Hold on.
I hope,
so, that's it.
I hope I get paid in it.
That's it. Peace, soul, love, Grease, and the sky is the limit. Next week, this is it, my boys and girls. This is it. The final episode is upon us, and I will miss this series, you know. I would definitely own this series. I really do now, because this series was just too damn good. And it was a beautiful way to end things off. Rest in peace, KURO-SENSEI. It was fun times, man. It was fun times with the Assassination Classroom. But, you know, like they say, all good things must come to an end. Well, for now, but next week is the big final episode. So, I'll see you guys there regardless. So, take care.